So first we'll pray, then we'll start. उपज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं गदा मह्यं ददाति शपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुहं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं जजे साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त लकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे Hare. So today we'll discuss this verse, last one, last verse of the third chapter we are discussing now. So in the previous verse says Krishna is instructing Arjuna how to overcome this lust, eternal enemy, which destroys both the knowledge and the knowledge, jnana and vijnana. It's so dangerous. Lust becomes so dangerous. So how to overcome this lust? He is giving us the formula. And what is the formula? He is saying that engage your senses, mind, and intelligence in the service of the Lord. He is saying. So you will engage your mind, senses, and intelligence in the service of the Lord, automatically everything will be purified. And you can overcome this lusty mentality. So why we become the prey of the lust? Because we identify ourselves as the body. That is the main reason of this. Because of our ignorance and because we are forgetful of our own identity, our own constitutional position. So it's a process of reviving our consciousness. People take the pill of revitalize. You'll see the advertisement in the TV or multimedia. Revitalize. To revitalize our energy, we take the pill, but it will last for 2 or 3 hours. It's an excitation actually. It's excite our mind, the psychology or physically. It will just boost up little bit energy for a little period of time, but after that it again comes down and becomes normal again. But to really revitalize energy needs internalized in our mind. The moment the mind gets internalized, then only the revive happens. We actually gets our consciousness revived. So how to revive our consciousness? Hearing about Krishna, and intellectually you should understand that we are not the body, we are not the mind, we are not the senses, but a part and parcel of Krishna. And our being the part and parcel of Krishna, our eternal or our constitutional or our fundamental duty is to serve Krishna. So by serving Krishna and engaging ourselves, engaging our mind, intelligence, and senses in the service of Krishna, then everything becomes transcendent. And here, after getting to know that who we are, what is saying? Evam buddha param buddha. Evam buddha param buddha means by knowing who I am, by knowing what? By knowing it to be transcendental. It means the soul. By knowing that the soul is transcendental, Buddha, transcendental to what? Transcendental to transcendental to the senses, mind, and intelligence. Evam buddha param buddha swastam bhyatmana atmana. So you have to engage this mind. Evam buddha and superior to intelligence or transcendental to senses, mind, and intelligence. You have to engage the mind by you have to make the mind steady by using your deliberate intelligence, he is saying. Krishna is saying here, you have to sharpen your intellect by hearing Krishna Katha. You have to sharpen your intellect by reading Bhagavad Gita. And with that sharpened weapon, you have to cut the attachment of mind with the sense object. Attachment of the senses with the sense object. It can be cut down only by the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Actually, we are so helpless. This demon of lust has overpowered us in such a way that we helplessly we are just surrendered to it. Helplessly. Sometimes we know it's very, very bad, but helplessly do. That's what Arjuna is asking here. That even though the man knows that it's very bad, it's sinful, uh, it will degrade my consciousness, but still something is there which propels it, forces it, and engages it in sinful activities. What is that? Krishna is saying it's lust only. Lust is the greatest enemy, formidable enemy. Though it seems to be formidable, but you can easily defeat by engaging yourselves in the service of Lord. So you have to make your mind steady by the deliberate intelligence. And what to do? And Jahi Satrum Mahabaho, you have to win over it. You have to conquer it. Satru, you have to conquer this enemy of lust. This is enemy for us. Lust is the greatest enemy. And because of lust only, we are forgetful of Krishna. Because of lust only, we are always in troublesome situations. Because of lust only, we are suffering. Lust is the greatest enemy. And how to transform this lust into love? By connecting with the devotee, associating the devotee, and hearing Krishna Katha, and engaging ourselves fully in Krishna service or Krishna conscious activities. And this is just like this process, just like connecting iron files with the magnet. With coming in contact, there's a constant coming in contact with these two things. The iron file becomes one day magnet. That's the process. Oh, to Almighty Arm, he's saying you are so powerful. You have such power to win over the three worlds. Nobody can compare with your strength. Even Shivji, you have satisfied or pleased Shivji with your strength and valor and devotion. So use that strength and conquer this enemy, formidable enemy. It's very difficult to defeat, but you can defeat it. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind, and intelligence. O mighty arm, Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate intelligence, spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength. When you connect yourself to the soul, then you will get the strength. Actually, mind is dead, it's matter. Senses are dead without the power of soul. Everything is dead. Everything actually draws the power from soul only. So better to connect yourself to your own self. That is the reservoir of all power. You draw the spiritual strength from your soul. And how to connect it? Through Krishna. There is no other way around actually. Through Krishna we will draw the strength. Through Krishna we will know ourselves. We have no strength to know ourselves on our own. No. We can know ourselves when you know Krishna. Our identity depends on Krishna. Actually, if somebody asks you who you are, then my identity is that I am the son of Amka, or I am son of that and this person. I have no independent identity because I am the part and parcel of Krishna. A drop of water, sea water, has no identity without sea. If people ask a drop of water of the sea, then he will say, I am a drop of water of what? Sea. He has to take. That is surname is what? Panda or that seeing or whatever. The title goes. Title says that I belong to that, belong to him. I have no separate identity. So till the point we connect ourselves to Krishna, we are nothing. So you have to connect ourselves to Krishna and draw strength from him by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And with that strength, we'll conquer this enemy known as lust. The purport is what? Uh, purport is see. Hmm. Hmm. This third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is conclusively directive to Krishna consciousness. By knowing oneself as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without considering impersonal voidness, the ultimate end. Actually, we are not, our goal is not to merge ourselves in the Supreme Brahma. That is not our goal. Because after conscious about our own identity being the part and parcel of Krishna, our duty is to serve Krishna. That's all. Very simple. Bhakti is very simple. Bhakti is very simple. It's so simple that we can miss it, Prabhupada says. So in the material existence of life, one is certainly influenced by propensities for lust and desire for dominating the resource of the material nature. So what it's saying that why we are so much influenced by the propensity of lust and material desire? Because we identify ourselves with the body. That's why we are just running after the fleeting pleasures and getting dissatisfied and depressed. Hmm. That's the main reason. We forget our own identity. That's why we just misuse that transcendental love in our own body, actually. And when you misuse that love in gratify our own senses, that become lost. And desire to serve Lord become desire to satisfy ourselves. That is material desire. Desire will be there always. Because without desire, the soul cannot exist. Desire will be there. But now my desire is to satisfy my senses, mind, and intelligence. Exploiting the nature in that way. Dominating the resources of the mental nature. Only to satisfy and nurture this body. That is material desire. Okay. So that desire should be transformed by telling it to Krishna. Telling it to Krishna. Whatever satisfies Krishna, that is satisfying me. That I will do. Everything that is favorable for bhakti or favorable to Krishna, that is favorable to me. Anything that is not Krishna's favorite, that's not my favorite. Simple. Mathematics is very simple. This is the mathematics of life. So you'll subtract everything else if Krishna doesn't like that. And we add in our life everything or whatever Krishna likes. Very simple. So desire for overloading and for sense gratification is the greatest enemy of child conditioned soul. Overloading on what? Materialize. Because actually this Bhokta and Swami, I am the Lord, I am the boss. And actually everyone should, mm, listen to my backbone. Whatever I'll see, that must be happen. Because I am the boss. All the whole world revolves around me only. I am the center of everything else. When me and mine becomes the center, that is overloading on something else. I want. I'll not think about others. What other wants. I don't think that. So overloading, lordship. I am the part of Supreme Lord. That's why He is the supreme authority. But being a part of Him, I have also that tiny. He has given us free will, but I am misusing that free will. And by misusing that free will, I am exploiting on everything else and thinking ourselves to the Krishna. I am Krishna. I want to lord over everything else. The lording over tendency is still there because of our Dehatma. And sense gratification is the greatest enemy of the conditioned soul. This is the greatest enemy. It's a very great statement. A great sense gratification is the greatest enemy of the conditions. What is sense gratification? That pleases me. That is sense gratification. Even bhakti also. Bhakti, this process is also so subtle. Sometimes, because sometimes we are in trap of this raga and this. Uh, when raga, dvesa are there, we are in sense gratification. And raga, dvesa only entangles in material bondage. The greatest enemy you can see. So sense gratification means raga and dvesa. You have to, if you translate it, this sense gratification means raga and dvesa means I like it, I don't like it. Attachment, what you like means you have attached to, you have attachment with that thing. Liking happens when you repeatedly do something that become habits, and when you that habit is formed, then you like it, whether it is good or bad. It doesn't mean. So liking and disliking, we have a natural disliking towards what devotional activities, but it is our life and soul. And hearing to Krishna Katha or listening or reading Bhagavad Katha and going to waking early in the morning, chanting on beats, which are transcendental activities. But we have disliking towards it. Mm. And liking to what? Uh, Surfing on net, uh, very active in social medias, gossiping with people. Those who are very Rajoguni and Tamoguni, we associate with that people. That thing attracts much. Very harmful, very dangerous. That is because it satisfies our senses and mind. That appeals the mind, we should reject it. That's why Savan Maharaj says, what appeals the mind, you have to reject it. Whatever, because mind has the tendency to enjoy whatever is not favorable for bhakti. It will always demand negative things. So don't supply the demand, negative demands, and just do the opposite. It's very easy to, I admit it that it's very easy to say sitting on this platform, but it's very difficult to practice, but it's the real manliness. People say, no, I am man. Eh? If you're really man, then fight back. Fight back this demon who is sitting inside us. We born every day, every year, Ravana. What is it? We make the statue, effigy, we make big effigy, and just burn it in Navaratra. The Ravana. We burn the Ravana. We shoot firecrackers at him, but ignoring the real demon sitting inside our heart. We have to kill that demon by shooting at Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It will be killed. And he will be the real man actually. 1 minute give up work, prescribed duties, all of a sudden. So whatever situation you are in, whether you are a student or brahmachari or whatever situation you are in, you have to continue it. Continue it. No need to. It doesn't mean that we need a very pious environment and very calm and quiet. In that environment, only meditation will happen. And you are saying that we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantras, associate with people, take sattvic food, and engage yourself in the devotional side. It's very difficult to practice ourselves, remaining at home and engaging ourselves in such kind of material activities and associating with the people to the Rajagun and Tamagun is very difficult. And so far as the mobile and all these activities are there, it is very difficult to control our senses. We need a calm and quiet environment, just like ISKCON Vrindavan or any other Sharon place. We need to shift it. No, Krishna says that in whatever situation you are in, just remain there and practice it. Practice it. How? Look, the moment gold, comes from the mind, it never becomes so dazzle and spark. Never dazzle overnight. It goes through the process of purification. First, it is burnt in the fire, then it is smashed on the hammer, then it is repeatedly smashed by the hammer, and one time it becomes so malleable. After malleable, so malleable, and it dazzled one. It dazzles, sparks, sparkles, and shines. eh? So gold shines, uh, not not going through, not just not skipping this purification, the process of purification. It has to go through such kind of purification process. So these activities purifies our consciousness. We'll get the slams, we'll get the slaps, we'll get the kicks from the situation, other people, those who are cling to, attached to, and situation. Many agitated situation will come before us, and how the senses are agitated, how the mind are agitated, how it will bewilder, how it will confused. So this toss on and off in the big waves of this active, ocean of the activities, mental activities, we actually get purified. Uh, then the mind says, actually, I am, knocking on the wrong door, he will say. Constantly, I was knocking on the door, which will not give me eternal happiness. That is not the wrong. I am knocking on the wrong place. Then we will internalize. Who? Mind. Mind will internalize and will peep into the ocean of bliss, condensed bliss, it is said. We'll peep into the condensed bliss and just have a glance of that condensed bliss of ocean. Glance. It is said that, it is said that Sukhdev Maharaj just have a look from very long distance, just have a look of this ocean of bliss from very long distance, and he remains in samadhi. He lost his consciousness. That's why while describing Bhagavatam, he could not even repeat the name of Radha. He was so immersed in that thought of Krishna and Krishna Lila that just from the little distance of this blissful ocean, ocean of bliss, you can say, just he lost his consciousness. And it is said that Shiva, just only he took just a handful of that water. Which water? Water of bliss. Just he took the handful of water of bliss from this blissful ocean, and he lost his consciousness. Means he immersed in samadhi for thousands of years. That is the infinite ocean of bliss. So when the mind peeps into that infinite ocean of bliss, he gets the higher test. And when he gets the higher test, he rejects everything that is material. Everything that is material. And he actually rallies that spiritual activities. That is called seva. That is called Krishna. Activities of Krishna consciousness. That's what he's saying here. One can be situated in a transcendental position without being influenced by material senses in the mind by steady intelligence directed towards one pure identity. Then mind should be directed by the sharpened intelligence. That's what it is. And this is the sum total of this chapter. In the immature stage of material existence, philosophical speculation and artificial attempts to control the senses by the so-called practice of yogic postures can never help unless we get the spiritual trends from the soul. Intellectual gymnastics, it becomes intellectual gymnastics. That's what I say, just you have to do this. Just Harvali, I can say anything else. Practically, you have to practice it by practically engaging our senses. You have to behold the beautiful form of Lord by engaging your eyes. You have to hear the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Kirtan or songs or bhajans or lectures on glorification of the Lord. You have to use this tongue by taking the palatable dishes or palatable prasadam that has been, tested by Krishna himself. Then by associating with this sense, when we engaged in these things, it is bound to become transcendental. But only the dry knowledge or speculative knowledge, uh, uh, it cannot help us. So he must be trained in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence. That's why if how to transform this intelligence by clinging to the person who has that higher intelligence. It's also very simple. Very simple. If anybody is not doing so much effort, how to sharpen our intelligence? If you are not able to have not know and don't have the time to study, time to introspect, time to hear some, or time to engage yourself, just associate the person who has that higher intelligence. Simple, very simple. So association, jaisa sang, paisa rang. Very simple. That's why association actually speaks about the personality. People will know your personality by your association. To whom you are talking, to whom you are walking, to whom you are conversing, to whom you are, dealing. By looking at the persons with you, people will get to know your own personality. That's why associate with those who have that higher intelligence, just like associating with Prabhupada, other Vaishnava, those elevated, and just marching on and on this path. So it's very difficult, very easy to transform our lust into love by this what Krishna consciousness activity. This is the son and bottom of this chapter, whole chapter. Okay. Anything, if you have any questions, then we'll stop here. And if you have any questions, then we'll discuss. Otherwise, we'll stop here because it's already late. Anything else? Is it okay? Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Krishna
Pranam.
Prabhuji.
Vandana Prabhu. Par Prabhu, you please come daily. It's our good privilege to serve you. So I welcome you again. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.